Sometimes, the only way to see clearly is to stand on the fence, between what was and what could be. This line from the fence resonates deeply with anyone who has ever found themselves at a crossroads. It's a powerful metaphor, a seemingly simple image that represents the complex decisions, emotions, and barriers we encounter in life. Today, let's dive into this masterpiece of storytelling and explore the life lessons it offers, not just as a movie but as a mirror to our own experiences. The fence in the movie isn't just a structure, it's a character in itself. It stands tall and unmoving, dividing spaces, people, and perspectives. But it's more than just a barrier. It's a symbol of indecision, the liminal space between two choices. One of the characters, Anna, spends much of the film lingering by the fence, unsure of whether to climb over. Her hesitation isn't rooted in physical fear, it's emotional. She's tethered to the past, afraid to let go, and equally anxious about what lies ahead. Isn't that something we all can relate to? Think about the times when life placed a fence before you. Maybe it was a tough decision about your career, a complicated relationship, or a personal dream you couldn't quite muster the courage to chase. The fear of the unknown can be paralyzing, just as much as the comfort of familiarity can be suffocating. The fence captures this universal human experience with incredible poignancy. One of the most memorable scenes is when Anna, in a moment of raw vulnerability, sits on the fence and looks at the horizon. The camera lingers on her face, and you can see the conflict within her, part hope, part fear, part regret. It's a quiet yet powerful moment, reminding us that being stuck isn't a failure. Sometimes, standing still is necessary. It's in these moments of pause that we gather strength, reflect on what truly matters, and prepare ourselves for the leap forward. But the movie doesn't stop at just showing indecision. It also explores what happens when we make a choice. When Anna finally climbs over the fence, it's not a triumphant, Hollywood-style moment with swelling music and applause. It's messy, awkward, and full of doubt. She stumbles, she hesitates, and she even looks back. And yet, she keeps going. This is where the film hits home with one of its most profound messages. Bravery isn't about being fearless, it's about moving forward despite the fear. In life, we often glorify courage as something grand and heroic, but the fence strips it down to its essence. Courage, it tells us, is quiet. It's that first small step toward change, even when your heart is pounding, and your mind is screaming at you to stop. It's saying goodbye to what no longer serves you, even if it hurts. It's taking a leap of faith, not because you're sure you'll land safely, but because staying where you are is no longer an option. The fence also serves as a metaphor for relationships. At one point in the film, two characters stand on opposite sides of the fence, arguing about who is right and who is wrong. It's a visual representation of how we build walls between ourselves and others, often out of fear, pride, or misunderstanding. The dialogue in this scene is striking, as the characters finally realize that their inability to see each other's perspective is what's keeping them apart. This brings us to another powerful life lesson from the movie, the importance of empathy. The fence, as a divider, also becomes a tool for connection when the characters begin to climb it together. When they meet at the top, they're able to see each other's world for the first time. This moment is a beautiful reminder that understanding doesn't come from standing on your side and shouting, it comes from meeting in the middle, from climbing high enough to see the bigger picture. How often do we let our differences create barriers? How many times have we been so focused on our own pain or perspective that we fail to consider someone else's? The fence gently nudges us to break down those walls, to climb higher, and to look beyond our own limited viewpoints. The movie also touches on the idea of growth and how it often requires us to leave something behind. One of the secondary characters, David, spends most of the film repairing the fence, determined to keep it standing. For him, the fence represents security, a way to keep the world out and maintain control. But as the story unfolds, David realizes that his obsession with the fence is preventing him from truly living. In one heartbreaking yet liberating scene, he decides to tear it down. This act of destruction is not portrayed as a loss but as a rebirth. It's a reminder that sometimes, in order to grow, we have to let go of the things we cling to most tightly. Whether it's a job, a relationship, or a belief, there are times when holding on does more harm than good. The courage to let go is as important as the courage to move forward. The cinematography of The Fence is worth mentioning here. The way the camera lingers on the fence, often shooting it from different angles, mirrors how our perspectives on life's challenges can change. From one side, the fence looks insurmountable, a towering obstacle that seems impossible to overcome. But from another angle, it's just a step away from a whole new world. This visual storytelling reinforces the idea that our mindset shapes our reality. The soundtrack of the film also plays a crucial role in amplifying its emotional depth. The soft, melancholic tunes during moments of reflection, the crescendo of hopeful notes as characters make their choices, and the poignant silence in scenes of despair all work together to create an immersive experience. Music, like The Fence, becomes a language of its own, speaking to the audience's emotions in ways words cannot. As the movie reaches its conclusion, we see Anna standing on the other side of the fence. She's bruised, tired, and uncertain, but she's also free. The final shot of her walking into the horizon is both bittersweet and inspiring. It leaves us with a sense of hope, not because everything is resolved, but because she's finally moving forward. And that's the beauty of The Fence. It doesn't offer easy answers or tidy resolutions. Instead, it leaves us with questions that linger long after the credits roll. Are we standing on a fence right now, afraid to make a choice? What's holding us back from climbing over? Are we letting fear dictate our lives, or are we ready to embrace the uncertainty of the unknown? More importantly, it asks us to examine the fences we've built in our own lives. Are they protecting us, or are they keeping us trapped? Are we using them to shut others out, or are we willing to tear them down and let people in? As you reflect on these questions, remember that life is not about avoiding fences, it's about how we navigate them. It's about finding the courage to climb, the wisdom to let go, and the empathy to see beyond our own perspective. So, I'll leave you with this: what fences are you standing on today? And what's stopping you from taking that first step over? Let us know your thoughts, and as always, stay tuned to Real Life Lessons for more stories that inspire, challenge, and transform.